So City and Rovers both with something to show for their efforts, though no game of course this weekend for Swindon Town. And now a chance to look at the non-league scene. Yeovil against Harrow in a moment, but we start with Bath City. The departure of Bristol Rovers has meant a new financial headache for Bath City. Troubled by internal bickering and forced to slash the wage bill, they found it hard to attract big crowds to Twerton Park. But better times should lie ahead if this week's extraordinary general meeting approves a £150,000 rescue package.
Now, I believe that that will be accepted because so far we've had really no opposition against it. And I have to say that if it shouldn't go through, I would fear for the club, for its future. Because if it doesn't go through, we would have to go into a voluntary supervision situation. And to be honest, I don't think that's the best way forward. This way, we clear all the problems we've got in the past, and now we've already changed how we run the club, and the future looks, although difficult, it looks good for the future.
It was looking good on the field against Altrincham, as Mike Davis quickly tested goalkeeper Matthew Dickens. But Bath weren't having it all their own way. George Shepherd starting the move, which finished with Chris Sharratt drawing a fine fingertip save from City's David Mogg. Steve Millard's side enjoyed the lion's share of possession, but found it difficult to turn into goals. Mike Wyatt missing out this time. Former Bristol Rovers assistant manager Steve Cross was making his debut for Bath. And it was his tenacity which set up a shooting chance for Mark Harrington. A slight deflection and Dickens at full stretch to deny the City midfielder the opening goal of the game. But the home team and their fans didn't have too long to wait. The resulting corner wasn't properly cleared. And when Bath eventually worked it wide for Davis, his flighted centre was nodded home at close range. 42 minutes gone and a debut goal for Cross, not bad for starters. Altringham's defence all at sea, and the experienced Cross arriving in the right place at the right time. Bath could and should have doubled their advantage early in the second half. Once again, Mike Davis failing to tuck away a good chance one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and that miss was to prove costly. Thereafter, it was almost all Altrincham, and it was no surprise when they equalised on the hour. After a spot of pinball in midfield, it was Stuart Terry who produced a telling ball into the middle. And there was David Johnson to take it down well before firing low into the far corner. Bath won't be too happy with their defending, but credit to the striker for a fine finish. And City soon created more problems for themselves when Richard Crowley conceded a free kick in a dangerous position on the edge of the box. Darren Heesom was thwarted by the wall, but the visitors were first onto the loose ball, and Paul France had a simple task to stroke the ball home. 2 goals in 3 minutes had turned the game on its head. Terry again the provider for what proved to be the winning goal.
I thought we had a fair amount of possession first half, going up with a 1-0 lead. We seemed to just fall away a bit second half, but good bunch of youngsters here, and I'm expecting high things of them.
They've had a few clubs in your football career. Have you scored on many home debuts before?
Well, funnily enough, I scored on my home debut for Bristol Rovers, which it's something of an omen, I suppose. But no, it was nice to get on the score sheet today, but I would have settled for a result rather than scoring.
So a disappointing result, and let's hope that's just a temporary setback for Bath.